The morning light over Wonsan casts a pale glow across the Kalma Airfield, a location that has evolved into one of North Korea's most symbolically powerful stages, part military showcase, part political theatre and part generational messaging platform. As crowds of uniformed personnel, senior officials and invited elites assemble across the vast runway, the cameras capture a scene that Pyongyang rarely allows the outside world to witness in such choreographed detail. The North Korean Air Force marking its 80th anniversary in a spectacle designed to impress, intimidate and reinforce the narrative of an unbreakable dynasty. Into this meticulously arranged tableau steps Kim Jong Un, accompanied by his daughter Kim Ju-ae, the young figure whose presence has become increasingly central to the regime's public messaging. Their arrival immediately becomes the focal point for the state media lenses that follow their every movement. As the pair step forward on the red carpet, surrounded by rows of generals and Air Force officers, the visual message is unmistakable. Continuity, succession, and loyalty, all embodied in the leader and the daughter who now appears at nearly every major military event. Kim Jong Un moves with deliberate calm, his expression fixed in a familiar combination of confidence and solemnity as he extends his hand towards senior officials waiting to greet him. Ju-ae walks just half a step behind, dressed in a carefully prepared outfit that reflects her elevated symbolic role in the regime's narrative. Her presence signals a generational bridge, a reminder that power in North Korea is not merely exercised, but inherited, cultivated, and displayed. As Kim greets the officials, the camera widens to reveal the scale of the commemorative event. Rows of pilots standing at attention, ground crews positioned beside gleaming aircraft, and high-ranking military leaders lining the front row. Aircraft, including fighters and trainer jets, sit in organized formation behind them, serving as both a backdrop and a declaration. The message is directed inward to the North Korean elite and outward to the international audience that closely monitors every movement in Pyongyang. The Air Force is old, but its loyalty and its symbolic weight remain firmly intact. The airfield's atmosphere is a blend of ceremony and military spectacle. Banners celebrating the 80th anniversary of the Air Force flutter in the cold coastal wind, while the mountains framing Wonsan rise like silent sentinels. The event is not simply a commemoration, it is a display of national prestige and military mythology. For North Korea, such anniversaries are opportunities to reinforce internal narratives of strength, resistance, and the unshakable leadership of the Kim dynasty. Ju-ae, standing beside her father, applauds as performers and participants take their positions. Her expression, calm and composed, mirrors the seriousness of the event. The state media cameras linger on her face with growing frequency, a choice that reflects her increasingly prominent public identity, one that analysts interpret as either succession signaling or a broader effort to portray a united ruling family guiding the country's future. Kim Jong Un moves to the podium, positioned at the center of the airfield, elevated above rows of soldiers and flanked by senior commanders. The imagery is choreographed to highlight his central role as supreme commander. The camera zooms in slowly, presenting him as the embodiment of authority and continuity, framed against a backdrop of aircraft and personnel that symbolize both past achievements and future ambitions. The ceremony continues with a mix of formalities, salutes, announcements, and the symbolic inspection of honor guards. Ju-ae walks alongside her father as they move past the honor guard, her steps measured, her expression reflective of the solemn martial tone of the event. This moment, too, is deliberate. It conveys an image of familial unity and a shared commitment to the country's military heritage, a message Pyongyang has been reinforcing with increasing insistence. As Kim and his daughter ascend a set of stairs to the viewing platform, the airfield comes alive with movement. The crowd's attention shifts upward as the sky begins to rumble. Kim raises binoculars to his eyes, joined by Ju-ae, as they prepare to witness the air show, a demonstration meant to highlight the skill and discipline of the Air Force pilots. A formation of fighter jets emerges from behind the distant mountains, streaking into view with precision. Their engines roar overhead as they carve coordinated patterns across the clear sky. Trails of red smoke stream from their wings, painting long arcs against the blue canvas. The use of coloured contrails has become a signature feature of military displays in Pyongyang, adding theatrical flair to what is essentially a demonstration of discipline, control, and national pride. Kim and Ju-ae watch intently, their expressions captured repeatedly by state photographers. The jets dive, climb, and roll in synchronized patterns, each maneuver designed to highlight the pilot's capabilities and the enduring strength of the Air Force. For an institution marking 8 decades, the air show serves as both tribute and reassurance, affirming its central role in North Korea's military identity. As the jets shift to new formations, now releasing trails of white, blue and yellow smoke, the spectacle becomes even more dramatic. Each pass over the runway elicits applause from the assembled crowd. The camera cuts between the pilots in the sky, the audience below, and the leader watching from the platform. In a country where visual messaging is as strategic as military hardware, these images serve a dual purpose, celebrating the Air Force's heritage and reinforcing the leader's command over every aspect of national strength. Moments later, a new formation appears, a tighter, more coordinated group of jets performing complex maneuvers that send colourful spirals cascading across the sky. These aerial displays are not merely patriotic performances. They are carefully staged acts of spectacle meant to underscore North Korea's narrative of resilience and military capability, even in the face of international pressure and economic hardship. Below, pilots and officials applaud as the formation completes its final pass. Their expressions reflect the solemn pride typical of North Korean military ceremonies, where enthusiasm is both expected and reinforced through political culture. The applause is sustained, and Kim Jong Un responds with measured nods, acknowledging their loyalty and service. The camera shifts to show Kim stepping down from the viewing platform and moving toward the assembled group of pilots. This segment of the event serves as a crucial opportunity for direct interaction, a stage-managed moment of leadership, visibility and camaraderie. Kim shakes hands with several pilots, exchanging words that, while unheard, are presented by state media as gestures of appreciation and guidance. Ju-ae stands nearby, listening attentively as her father speaks with the airmen. The visual narrative continues to emphasize her proximity to military leadership, reinforcing her role not just as Kim Jong Un's daughter, but as a symbol of the next generation of North Korean authority. This recurring presence at military events marks a notable shift in North Korean propaganda, signaling a potential long-term strategy to build a public image of dynastic continuity. Kim moves further down the line, speaking with pilots individually and occasionally smiling. The pilots respond with respectful attentiveness, their uniforms immaculate, their posture straight. The state cameras record every handshake, every exchange, constructing a narrative of gratitude, loyalty and unity. A group photo session follows, a hallmark of North Korean military ceremonies. Kim Jong Un positions himself at the center of the group, surrounded by officials, pilots and members of the Air Force personnel. Ju-ae stands close by, her expression composed and dignified. The cameras zoom out to capture the entire formation, emphasizing the scale and symbolic weight of the moment. The group maintains their positions as photographers capture multiple angles of the scene. This imagery is likely to be widely distributed through state media channels, serving as part of the broader narrative that reinforces the leader's connection to the nation's military institutions. It is as much political messaging as it is documentation. Following the photos, Kim continues greeting officials and personnel, shaking hands and acknowledging their service. These interactions, filmed with precision and choreographed to emphasize respect and unity, serve as an essential element of the regime's internal messaging. The scene underscores Kim's role not just as military commander, but as a paternal figure guiding the national armed forces. As the ceremony nears its conclusion, Kim and Ju-ae begin to walk toward their departure point. The tracking shot captures them moving side by side, accompanied by senior officials. The atmosphere remains formal, yet the visual emphasis remains on their partnership leadership embodied across 2 generations. Kim raises his hand in a composed wave to the assembled personnel, acknowledging their presence and loyalty. The crowd responds with applause, maintaining the disciplined energy that has defined the entire event. The combination of precision, symbolism and spectacle reflects the characteristic style of North Korean state ceremonies, where nothing is left to chance and every gesture carries a political message. As Kim Jong Un exits the airfield, the camera tracks his movement, capturing the final moments of the event. His departure, like his arrival, is symbolic, the closing note to a carefully constructed performance marking a milestone in North Korea's military history. The symbolism is multi-layered, the leader reaffirming his command, the daughter reinforcing the narrative of succession, and the Air Force exhibiting resilience and discipline through 8 decades of existence. Beyond the airfield, however, lies a broader strategic context that gives this ceremony deeper significance. In recent years, North Korea has intensified the public visibility of its military capabilities through frequent missile launches, weapons tests, and military parades. The Air Force, while not as technologically advanced as its missile program, plays a significant role in the regime's narrative of national defense and resistance against perceived external threats. This anniversary event, therefore, serves not only as a celebration of history, but as a reaffirmation of military identity. The air show, with its colourful contrails and synchronised manoeuvres, positions the Air Force as a proud and capable institution. For North Korea, where symbolism often carries as much weight as capability, the spectacle reinforces the narrative of a nation that remains defiant and unified under its leadership. Kim Ju-ae's participation adds yet another layer of strategic messaging. Her repeated presence at military events in recent years has sparked international speculation about her potential future role within the regime. Some observers view her appearances as early succession grooming, while others interpret them as symbolic gestures aimed at strengthening the public image of the ruling family. Regardless of interpretation, her presence at such a significant military anniversary underscores her emerging role in North Korea's carefully curated public narrative. As the visuals fade and the ceremony concludes, the underlying themes remain unmistakable: loyalty, succession, resilience, and national pride, all projected through the lens of an Air Force anniversary that doubles as political theatre. The 80th anniversary of the North Korean Air Force becomes more than a commemoration. It becomes a statement of continuity, a reinforcement of military identity, and a visual declaration of the regime's enduring grip on power. For the outside world, watching through limited and carefully controlled footage, the event serves as a reminder of how North Korea communicates strength through spectacle, symbolism, and the presence of its leader at the center of it all. For Pyongyang, the message is clear. The Air Force stands ready. The leadership remains unchallenged. And the future represented in the young daughter standing beside the supreme leader is being shaped in plain sight